The community of Clovis is still trying to heal from the loss of 4 young people this past year to suicide. It's a crisis that's impacting the entire country, with suicide now being the 2nd leading cause of death in young people ages 10 to 24.
And in tonight's Education Matters, Juanita Stevenson joins us with how a group of students are now taking steps to prevent teen suicides through education and showing a lot of love.
Studies show that at least 90% of those who attempt suicide suffer from depression or other mental disorders. Students at Clovis High School are not only working to break the stigma surrounding mental illness, but make their campus a beacon of hope.
Carp, Abby has something she wants to say to you.
At Clovis High School, someone walking up to you out of the blue to say something nice.
You just bring a smile to my face, and when I have a bad day, you can always encourage me with your words.
To say why you make their day.
So that's why I chose you.
Extending this sort of kindness, it's becoming part of the culture of this high school.
I think it's really important that people know that they're supported here on campus, they're loved, people care about them, not just students, but teachers as well.
They call it the Positivity Project, and it came out of students' desire to address the issue of mental illness and how not addressing it can lead to tragic consequences.
The recent events that have happened in Clovis Unified in our community were a big part of it, but it wasn't entirely because of stuff that happened at Clovis West. It was, we saw on our campus, teen suicide rates, teen mental illness rates are just skyrocketing, and we realized that students are scared to talk about it, and this stigma around it is just so negative.
How did it go? What did your class think about it?
Breaking down some of those barriers and getting their classmates talking about mental illness was the goal of leadership students at Clovis High School. It led to a week-long awareness campaign.
They came up with topics that they felt were relevant. So they started with that brainstorm list, things like anxiety, depression.
Activities Director Stacy Lazari worked with the students to plan topics that would be discussed in every second period class. They talked about handling social media and how important it is to take care of yourself, your own mental health.
How many of you got 8 to 10 hours of sleep last night?
Knowing who and where to turn to for support or help was one of the most important pieces of information they could pass along.
There's people on campus that can help them, there's organizations that can help them, and even just talking to their friends and families about their feelings and what is going on can help them tremendously.
It was a week-long serious conversation, a week where many of the students learned a lot about themselves.
I learned a lot about the statistics on mental health and how a lot of people just in our classroom, like, you may not even know, the kid sitting next to you could be going through something that you may not even know. It definitely opens your eyes a lot.
I really thought about how it affected my life. I've seen it in other people, and I was like, well, how is my health? How is my mental health?
Mental Health Awareness Week had a huge impact on the Clovis High campus. Organizers say more kids are accessing services, seeking out counselors. Student leaders have made a commitment to keep the conversation going. This won't be a one-time event.
We created a position called an ASB Mental Health Relations Liaison, and that person is responsible for planning monthly events throughout the next school year.
The Positivity Project is still going strong. They find ways to pass along uplifting messages around campus, a Post-it note encouraging students to stay strong. They believe reaching out can make a difference.
Saying something positive about someone else, feeling their genuine expression and kind of that heartfelt connection is something that you can't create. It's a really, really beautiful kind of two-way gift.
Now, Clovis High students say their goal was to affect change on their own campus. Now they would like to see other high schools adopt the Positivity Project.
I think they should. Positivity never hurts.
No, it goes a long way. It goes a long way, and I really have to admire those kids because this came from them. Yeah.
And the fact that they created an entire position, a mental health liaison position.
Yes. This year, when they elected ASB officers, that was one of the positions that they added.
That's awesome.
So important.
Yeah.
Juanita, thank you. Appreciate it.